Hey everyone! If you didn't know, hey is hello in Swedish as well as several other languages, so most of you just learned something today. Now some of you didn't, and that's fine. A bolt of lightning contains enough energy to toast 100,000 slices of bread. Unless you're one of those weird people who like burnt toast, in which case, go away. Patch 9.15 is the playoff patch for LCS, and that means the changes listed in this video are the last ones that the NA teams will play on up until Worlds later this year. It looks like playoffs for LEC, LPL, and LCK will be on the next patch, but they'll round out the regular season on this one. So let's talk about it. Because we're late in the year, all patches until after Worlds are going to be pretty concise. They'll contain small to medium changes to just a handful of champions to nudge Champ Select and a slightly more interesting territory. Now, last patch's most picked and banned pro champions were Yuumi, Corki, Silas, Ezreal, Karma, Sejuani, Aatrox, Jarvan, Azir, Tahm Kench, Aurelia, Olaf, Gragas, Braum, Kennen, Nautilus, Akali, Rakan, Sivir, and Renekton. Now, can you guess which of these champs are getting nerfed?
Who's that? Champions.
It's the electric yellow copyrighted rat. Karma. Karma is getting nerfed. Only Karma is getting nerfed with a bit smaller ultimate shield. Instead, 9.15 adds some small to medium buffs to a handful of champions. It's weird. I feel like I've said that before. They'll contain small to medium changes to just a handful of champions to nudge Champ Select. Yeah, I did say that before. There were definitely some big winners in 9.15. Malphite, Lissandra, Kha'Zix, Soraka, and Swain all gained quite a lot of power, so let's break it down. In the patch before this one, Malphite got a small-scale rework, adding an attack reset to his W and making his size scale with armor, effectively increasing his range and area of effect. In 9.15, he got extra damage on his W and more slowing on his Q, which actually meant pretty big things for the Mountain Man. We've already seen the occasional Malphite counterpick into Jace, and with that particular top laner not going away anytime soon, I wouldn't be surprised to see a few more landslides on the Rift this postseason.
Rock solid.
And now for Jensen's favorite champion, it's Lissandra, the Skarner of mid lane, getting some super exciting changes. More base stats. She gained a lot of health in 9.15, which helps her fill the Initiator Mage role. A higher AP ratio on Frozen Tomb also helps return her to the lineup, so I'm ultimately expecting we witness her triumphant return to pro play just in time for Team Liquid to get some alternate mid laners in their super OP, soon-to-be-copied Glacial comps. Swain is also noteworthy, and no, he is not getting Beatrice back, which we know would truly push him back into the meta. Now, we talked about him last patch when he got a new infinite stacking minigame, gaining max health for pulling out soul fragments. One of the changes back then was lowering the range on his Q, which had some really weird interactions. Most notably, you couldn't reliably hit Q after pulling someone from landing never move at max range. So that Q range change got reverted, buffed back up to its former max range glory, and Swain players have been raving about it ever since. Now, Kha'Zix and Soraka got some more damage on their respective Q abilities. Now, I don't really expect any Kha'Zix play in Pro, nor do I expect Soraka, but they're both quite a bit stronger, so maybe there is an outside chance. They're joined by a suite of champions who got changes that didn't do almost anything balance-wise. Whole bunch of them. Galio, Graves, Xerath, Lee Sin, Lucian, LeBlanc, Poppy, Vayne, Karma, Syndra, Rumble, and Qiyana all have roughly the same raw power level as they did last week. We might see shifts in pick and ban priority, but it's mostly just going to be up to player tastes and not really because of the patch. Now, there is one final noteworthy change in this one, and it's arguably the most important, if we're being honest. So I saved it until last to reward all of you who stuck with me past the Raven pun and everything else. The Golden Glove is back! The Legacy Cursor returns by popular demand after leaving us for a patch, which means it's officially more popular than Dominion and Twisted Treeline. Congratulations. That covers it. 9.15 isn't a very different patch from 9.14, aside from a few fresh faces that might make debuts. Now, as they say in Sweden, talk.